Hi, it's me again with CorelDraw tips and tricks. Somebody's trying to make an edge light. I'm a little bit confused why everything is green if, you know, he asked for this to be cleaned up. So, you know, if you look, the line's doubly thick, they're a little squiggly. And to me, in my opinion, there's too much going on. Depending on the age of the child that you're making this for, I would think that simpler might be better. And this right here would be perfect. So I just went to the internet and typed in Dolpin. Let me go and get rid of that one. It's going the opposite way, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to trace bitmap, outline, trace clip art. And that fast it traced it. There is no yellow, no white background. I am going to reverse it now so it looks like his dolphin. And then at this time, when I'm especially on an edge light, I would make it the size I want. You know, whatever size edge light you're going to make. Because when you add the lines, if you forget to scale, and I'm also working in CMYK, you need to work in RGB, but I never have had proof if that's totally true when I get somebody's file. If we look, there's 45 nodes. I selected all the nodes with the shape tool. I'm going to go right here and I'm going to type in 20. But before I press enter, pay attention to the dolphin. He didn't change. None whatsoever. 19 nodes, a lot better. Now, this is where you're going to make the line whatever thickness you want. And let's say there, let's go hit F12 on the keyboard and scale with object. That way, if you make it bigger or smaller, it will not change because you're going to scale it. Then I would take maybe a 3-point curve line and just kind of dress it up or give it a little bling. I'm going to go right from about the middle. Not worried about it being in the middle right this second. Because I can take the shape tool now and move it to the middle and then take my handles and do that right there. We will make that line black and we will make it, we really probably need to make it thinner than the other one, but not much. Hit F12 on your keyboard again and scale with object. That way you won't move. Now, if you want to add a little bit of bling to the tail like he has here, very easily done. I must have had my old one on there. I must not have erased my original that I did. Oh, here's my original. That is the original. This is the one I'm working on. I would zoom in on his tail, get the 3-point curve line and just kind of go like from there to there, but give it a little bit of curvature. Then I'm going to take the Smart Fill tool and fill that in. I'm going to nudge it over twice. I am going to left click, right click. I am going to go to Effects and Contour 0.02. Maybe that's not enough at this size. Let's go with 0.1. That'll work. Now what I would do is go up to Object and break the contour apart and then nudge that over, get rid of our other line, and then make this whatever line and maybe make it a little bit thicker. I think we went 2, so let's go 1.5. See, it just adds a little bit of pizzazz to it. Now, I would probably take this line and have it intersect that tail and then move your handle. You know, to me, on an edge light, if you have too much, unless it's a really special graphic, I would not worry about it. Let me see if I can't make this a little bit smoother. There we go. You could go through and take some extra nodes. I don't know why it really did that. We're going to change. No, that looks good. Then just make an eye. And, you know, if we look at the original, which is probably a better guess than I could do, That's a pretty good looking eye. I like it. So let's take an eye. Let's take just a line. Tell you what, let's do a 3-point curve line and see how this works. We'll take a 3-point curve and go from the outside inwardly, and then give it a little bit of a curve, and then go down here and give it a little bit of a curve. Just kind of make an eyeball. Fill it in, make it black. Doesn't matter what size it is right now. You don't want to make sure there's not a hairline there. And maybe you don't want it perfectly round. So we could stretch it, one way or the other and even spin it. That looks pretty real, pretty good. Then I would just go through and make sure that my lines are intersecting. And I think you'd be a lot happier than working to try to get this guy to work. I don't think it looks any better. It's so rough and you got some square corners here and roughness, and who says that your laser is not going to, be too close to that line? Other than that, the edge light, I can't really tell by the picture. Well, that's terrible. But anyway, to do the edge light, I'm going to go ahead and finish this. Tell you what we'll do. We'll just do it like an edge light. I took the rectangle. Now I'm going to take the Smart Fill tool. That's going to fill that in. That's going to be the shape of our edge light. I am going to left click, right click. I'm going to go to Object and break the curve apart because I just want this and not my rectangle. Now, I don't want my cut right on that line, so I'm going to contour the outside like 0.01. Let's see how close it is. Yep, that's perfect. I would go up to Effects, break contour apart. I would move the center one down, and you can always tell which one's the contour. So this is 4.47 tall. This one's 4.767. So this is a little bit bigger. I'd go ahead and make it red and then move it over to our Dolphin. And then that's going to cut your Dolphin shape out. Now it's right on the edge of that line, but we could contour a little bit more. Let's move it over. Let's just take this one and contour. Let's go 0.02 to the outside. Object, break contour apart. This should be our bigger one. Make it red. Because you don't want to really take up too much of that line, but you don't want to, wow, that's perfect. It's right on the edge. And now to make the edge light part, or the stand, I don't know what size he's got as far as an edge light, but we're going to try to take the contour and move it down, and then just, you could even put waves in here. What'd really be smart right now is to put that back, group it all together, Control G, and put it in the center of the page. Because your edge light needs to be kind of balanced. So let's take the Dolphin. Whoop. It doesn't matter if you nudge. Oh, I got to ungroup it. There's our edge light holder. And let's group all that together, Control G, and let's move this up. Now from now on, don't ever move, just nudge. And then, depending on what you want the edge light to look like, because as long as this part isn't engraved, the light doesn't show through. So let's bring in an indexing line and hit P. So there's about the center of our edge. Let's take let's try a 2-inch line. And let's hit P. And then let's move it down to here. We don't really want to interfere with that fin, so that idea isn't going to work. Well, it could. Let's do this. Let's take a 3-point curve line and go from there to the magical number placed down here and curve it. Let's hit the Control D or put the plus key, and look at that. Now, that's perfect, I think. Cut all this away. Whoop. I must not be far enough in. Let's back up here. You know what? Yeah, because this is the cut line. Let's take this and just barely nudge it up. Click off our item, 0.01. Click on our lines, both of them. There we go. And then just delete all this. Now, when I would do this, make sure you get all the lines away, because you don't want to cut. That's going to look pretty cool. Now just take, I don't know, let's say his edge light is 1.5 inches. I'm going to hit P. It should go right in the center of that line. Hold down the control button and go like about into there. And that's probably what I should have done at the start. Make the thickness of the edge light. Let's do the same thing, because we're going to be exactly where we were. Go from that node to that node, but let's give a little bit of curve to it. Now, if we hit the plus key and mirror it and take that, would be better to take that other node and go right to the edge. Now we've interfered with the fin a little bit. So let's just change this curve out to there. I'm getting into this a little bit further than I wanted, but I hope it's helping somebody. Take that. I actually want to delete that. Take our new line. You know what? I'm going to delete that too. Take yeah, that'll work. So there's our new line. I'll take away the old line. Control D to make a duplicate, mirror it, and go, probably the best thing would be go right to that corner. Now just delete all this. And just remember, as long as you don't have anything engraved, nothing's going to show up. Now, I'm not deep enough to get the dolphin off the surface, unless it's a round edge like that. But always, before you do anything, is to fill it in. I'm going to delete that because I got my nudge factor. Oh, I can't remember what my nudge factor was. Let's say 1 inch. Yep, perfect. And then left click, right click, and put it over on top. And there you have an edge light. And like I said, edge lights are a little bit confusing at first, because, and that's exactly why I smart filled it. Because anything that's engraved, the light's going to hit it and shine outward. Anything that's clear, so there will be a light tint of a green if you're using a green light, but this will be a darker green, the lines. Anyway, I hope I didn't overstep my bounds with changing his dolphin, but maybe it'll help him. Hope that helped. Thank you for watching.